Hello and welcome to Beyond the GPA's video series, Preparing to Launch. I'm Anna Maria Wenner,
And I'm Maura Mulligan.
and today we're going to talk about mental health. And that's definitely a topic that's on so many of our minds these days. Doesn't feel like we can go a week without seeing a headline in a newspaper, Maura. And I know of everybody I know in higher ed, there's nobody who I respect and trust more than you to talk about mental health. So, with that, I'm handing it over to you.
Thanks, Anna Maria. Mental health, it's such a challenging topic. And I have worked in student mental health for a long time in higher education. And while this video series is not really talking specifically about mental illness or diagnosis, but we're happy to dig deeper with families who are facing those challenges as they head off to college. What I really want to talk about today is how we keep our students mentally well, and the importance of focusing on their mental health and their physical health as that impacts their mental health as they head off to college. Because I think too often people assume that things will be okay, right? There's no history of mental health, right? I think I've got some good coping skills, and I'm heading off to school. And we often see that that actually derails students. So whether it's depression or anxiety, or it's just general stress, transition to college, challenges being away from home, these are issues that we know impact many, many students. And having sort of some really good skills in place before you head off to college, and sort of knowing how to cope when things get challenging, and who to ask for help is so important. And some of those things are really, it feels really basic, but often students aren't thinking about it. So things like, how do we make sure we get enough sleep and physical activity? We see that a lot. For former athletes, students who were athletes coming through high school and have decided not to play a varsity sport. Sort of as one, I think, great example, coming off to college. And we often will hear them say, kind of late September, early October, I'm just not feeling like myself. I'm feeling a bit down. Some kind of mild symptoms that look like depression to us. And often what we really realize is that these are students who are very used to being physically active and those endorphins kicking in, and they haven't been doing that maybe because they're not playing a varsity sport, right? So we want to be thinking about coming to school and having students preparing to stay physically active, going to the cafeteria, and yes, you can buy pizza and chicken tenders for every single meal if you want to. But we know that nutrition impacts student mental health as well. And so thinking about that, no parent or guardian encouraging you to go to sleep and take care of yourself at nighttime. And we know how just incredibly important sleep is to all students' mental health and wellness. And so that's some of the work that we really think is important and want to do with families and students, is really to start thinking before you go to college about all those different dimensions that go into sort of wellness and well-being, and making sure that you've got a really solid plan in place to prioritize your physical and mental health, general well-being while you're at school, because it's not just about academic success at all, and being able to sort of maintain your mental health is so important, and really contribute significantly to academic performance and to your happiness once you're at school. So, if any of that sounds sort of interesting to you, or you're sort of wondering and how you can learn more about that and want to dig a little bit deeper, please reach out to us, and we're happy to talk with you more about that and creating a wellness plan as you're heading off to school. Thank you, and have a good night.